All right. Well, welcome, Sebastian, the Industrialist. You're here.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate taking your time out of your day first and foremost. It's big for someone like me. So
well, I love Red Raiders. So I'm here. I'm a diehard, as we all are, right? We're all kind of psychopaths in that, in that world. Something interesting. I was listening to Joe Rogan interview Charlie Crockett. You know who Charlie Crockett is?
I've heard of him.
Yeah. So anyways, it's a phenomenal story. The guy actually grew up like in South Irving, which is where I grew up. So it was very interesting to me. And then he became a musician and became like a vagabond, like went and worked on the subways in New York, went to Paris, went all over Europe. And eventually, but then he starts talking towards the end of the interview and he goes, man, I know people shit on Lubbock and talk about it. It's just, gross, smells like shit because there's all the cows out there and all that stuff. He goes, but man, playing a show in Lubbock is...
the energy.
He goes, man, the people there are just, he goes, you just don't know until you go out there. And so, it was kind of cool. I thought that was interesting. So, well, you're the president of the Texas Tech Real Estate Organization.
Yes, sir. I first semester I'm taking over. So
yeah.
Crazy story, very untraditional. So I'm excited to talk about it.
Yeah. Okay. So no, it's fun, man. Jared Harrell has really, really picked it up, man.
Yeah,
he's done a great job of really getting that thing going and like just having a presence. Like I feel like before him, like I don't even really remember it having much, I graduated from the real estate school, but like don't really, after that, never really heard about it again. But when Jared took it over, it seems to have really, he's really doing a great job.
He went full swing. I mean, he's amazing. He's changed so many students' lives, including mine. So
yeah,
he's amazing.
Well, he's even an Aggie. So I mean,
yeah, which is weird, right? Yeah, I always bust his balls on that a little bit.
Yeah. So, well, man, let's start at the beginning. Where'd you grow up?
Yeah, so I grew up in Amarillo, Texas. So if you think Lubbock smells like cow shit,
dude, so my grandma and my aunt lived in Pampa.
Oh yeah, very cool.
So
even worse.
God, you start getting, and so my grandma. Well, my family originally grew up in Hammond, Oklahoma, near Elk City. So that kind of the west side of Oklahoma. So the drive between Hammond and then Pampa, the slaughterhouses and stuff. It's brutal. You catch the wind the right way and you're like, so sorry, go ahead. Amarillo. What high school?
I went to Caprock High School, so not a well-known school most of the time. Truth be told, it was where all the Mexicans went. So that's sort of why I went there. Me and my siblings followed a trend of we all went to the same elementaries, same middle schools, and same high schools. So it was just sort of a path that my mom wanted us to follow.
That's cool though. Like I grew up the same way, right? Like I lived in the same house, went to the same elementary. Me and my brother went to the same. We actually went to different junior highs though. I went to a different junior high because more of my friends were going there, so I got transferred over there. But same high school, all that stuff, and so it. But my wife, very vastly different. She moved every 6 months. Her dad was in oil and gas.
Okay,
they would just move around every 6 months.
Go where the oil is.
So yeah, go where the refineries are getting built. So. Okay, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. So yeah, I grew up in Amarillo. My father landed in Amarillo in '92. So my parents were born in Mexico.
How did he get to Amarillo?
Yeah, so it's actually a crazy story. Back in I say when he was 15, so roughly in the end of the 70s, he went to California to work. Really worked anywhere, paint, agriculture. Just anything that would pay, tape and texture, construction, which ended up being his bread and butter. But he went to go work in Waxahachie.
Okay.
Yeah, so there was a farm there. And that's whenever they passed an amnesty law, Reagan, back in '86. And that led him to be able to get his green card and then his citizenship. And then he had a cousin that was like, hey, come to Amarillo. It's a small city. It's to be taken, I guess, in the sense of construction. So my dad went there, worked a couple years in the tape and texture world. under a subcontractor, and then ended up starting his own business, and it sort of blew up for him there. So,
Yeah.
and that's where we stayed.
You know, what's interesting is the smaller towns, if you could be a decent contractor in a smaller town, you'll have more business than you can ever do.
I mean, growing up, that was just always the cause and cause. I mean, he didn't have to look for, it got to the point where he didn't even have to look for business. The business just came to him.
Yeah.
But my father he always had a hand in the business. So he never let anyone take control of it, which, helped him in some senses, didn't help him in some. But we sort of followed the same path. Me and my brother started working in the construction world when we were 10, 11 years old. There were very, 4 a.m. to 7 p.m. shifts. I mean, it's definitely, thinking back, it probably wasn't the best decision to do it, but
little child labor laws getting violated.
OSHA, especially. Yeah. But I mean, it was just what we did. I mean, we saw him wake up every day and just bust his ass. So we said we need to help out.
Yeah. I always think that's a very important thing. Like, a lot of times when my kids get up, I'm gone.
Yeah.
I'm already gone. Like, they know I'm already out there doing those things. I think it's very important for kids to see that at 100%. Home, and y'all recognize that, what he was doing, and I think that's cool. I think your kids are watching.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, always.
They're always watching.
That's one thing that I've really looked at him, and I mean, it's difficult on the being a child side, right? Because your dad's not there.
Yeah.
But we didn't have the luxury of certain things. We had to translate for our parents. My father knew English, my mother didn't, so we had to translate legal documents, and we had to do very different things that the traditional kid had to. But I mean, it really turns you into someone that needs to survive in this world.
Yeah.
And it gives you these things and these. I'm blessed to have gone through all that, because it really makes you stand out. It makes you a fighter, a hustler, a go-getter.
Yeah.
It's the best. Looking for a certain time, I was really angry that I didn't have the same growing up as other kids. But last couple of years, especially coming to tech with our mentality, our underdog sort of type of vibe.
Totally chip on the shoulder.
Yeah, it's the best thing that could have happened to me. 100%.
Yeah, no, it's I think you got to have a little rage.
Yeah.
Put it. Me and my brother definitely have kind of a streak in us. I think that has been a very big part of our success. It's just, it's I don't know. Your childhood shapes you. You see, it's tough for me and him now. He's done a great job, and my nephew works for me now, and he's here 14 hours a day. It's but he grew up pretty nice. Dad did very well, but you see a lot of instances where dad did very well, and the next generation just
Yes, yeah.
So
it's that I look at that trend a lot, especially we'll get to it later with Woodbine. I mean, they're also hustlers, and it's wow. It's crazy that your dad built this thing, and y'all are hungry other than some people I grew up with. It's bizarre.
No, did your mom work in the business, or she just?
No, my mom was a stay-at-home mom. So since they did, they had a little bit more traditional thoughts.
Yeah.
But my mom loved being a mother as well. So she was the best mother that I could have asked for. So it was very traditional on that sense. My dad was always working. My mom was a stay-at-home mom for all three of us.
Yeah. That's all. Okay. So you have 2 other siblings?
Yes. So it's we're pretty big age gaps as well. So it's my sister who's older than me, about 5 years, and then my brother is 10 years older than me.
Okay. So you're the baby.
Yeah, I'm the baby. Yeah, I am the baby. But it's funny with my sister, we say it a lot. I'm her older brother in a lot of ways.
Yeah. Okay. So what does your older brother and your sister do?
So my older brother went to tech as well. Big reason why I went there. We'll get to that as well. He is in the buy here, pay here car dealership world.
Okay.
He recently, in the last year, started his own business in the analytics side. So he's offering a subscription-based service to car dealerships with dashboards. And it's going well for him. So I'm really happy for him. And my sister's a flight attendant.
Yeah.
So all different things.
Yeah. That's cool. So, okay. So you're at Caprock High School. and you decide it's time to go to college.
Yeah. I mean, a little backwards to that. Whenever I was a freshman in high school, I need to work, right? So I started working at Chick-fil-A.
Okay.
Lied about my age, somehow got in, did that, and then COVID hits right in my sophomore year.
Yeah.
So it was weird.
Yeah.
I was an essential worker, so I was working a lot of hours during that time. Didn't go to school for the end of my sophomore year. And then also my junior year, I did like half online, something like that. So I didn't go back into high school until my senior year.
Yeah.
I worked there for around a year and like 8 months, worked at Home Depot and Lowe's.
You worked for a year and 8 months at Chick-fil-A?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Tell me about working at Chick-fil-A.
I know.
This is kind of funny. I've been thinking about Chick-fil-A all morning, and I'll go into that more. But tell me about why you.
Yeah. So the big reason why I wanted to work there is because they were the only people that would want to take me firstly. A young 14-year-old. I was like 2 months to turn 15.
Yeah.
And I wanted better money than other fast food spots, so I just applied. They have a huge turnover rate, so they're always hiring.
Do they?
And yeah, I just started. I learned every single position at the whole store. So I did kitchen, I cooked, I made the chicken, made the fries, I did the front order. I mean, I would get bored with my positions, be like, hey, teach me something new, and just learn everything.
That's crazy. So, we do a format on this podcast called Retail Recap because we buy a lot of industrial, but we fund. We have a private credit fund and it tends to be a lot of retail type stuff. And buddy of mine does it with me. This guy named Rob. He's on here the other day, and he kind of brings these stats, and he goes over the QSR like single store sales like by the numbers, and Chick-fil-A has the highest single store sales by the numbers. Okay, and they're closed one day a week.
Yeah,
so they're at a handicap.
Yeah, disadvantage on that.
So, but maybe they're not. And here's why. So I have this I got you ever seen the Bible app on your phone? So I have the Bible app, and I'm on a plan in there. It's called the Bible Recap, and it's really cool. It's this lady, and she you read like a couple chapters, and then there's like a 7-minute YouTube video that explains it.
Okay.
And it's interesting because we did our Retail Recap podcast 2 days ago, and told me those numbers. And then this morning I'm reading Numbers, the book Numbers, and it starts talking about the Sabbath. And they start talking about how God made the Sabbath to rest. And all the other people didn't rest on those days because they worship false idols. And so it made me kind of think like, okay, well, maybe they're the only one not worshiping the false idol of Wall Street.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I've never thought about that, but yeah.
But like that's, so I was all morning, it's like, after I did that recap, I've been like, man, maybe, I was like, maybe and I'm a workaholic.
Yeah.
I work 7 days a week. I'm like, maybe I need to take a day off.
Yeah.
Maybe there's one day you need to take off because otherwise I'm worshiping false idols. I don't know. So anyways.
You're getting somewhere there for sure.
So anyways, you said Chick-fil-A and I was like, man, I've been thinking about this all day long. So that's good. I'm glad you said that. So, okay. So anyways, go ahead. Chick-fil-A.
Yeah. So I worked there. I guess I have a problem, but I think people that are successful have this problem where, you always want more, that ambition in you.
Sure.
So I got to a point where I wanted more money, and I thought I was busting my ass at Chick-fil-A for where I could get more money. So what I do, I go look at other opportunities. From there, I go work at Home Depot for a little bit, and then split some time at Lowe's. So I went to the competitor. Home Depot as a cashier, I was too boring for me. Better money than Chick-fil-A, but just too boring. I needed to do something. So I went to Lowe's, and I was in their lumber department. Again, I lied on my application because they only hired at the time 18-year-olds. I was 17, so I don't know how I did it, but I got the job.
No one looked at your ID.
They did, but when they looked at it, I did it like this, and I like covered like the date of birth, and then I showed it to them, and they asked me, and I was like, "Oh, 03, I'm 04."
Yeah.
So I don't know. I got lucky, but at the time they also needed a lot of help, so I think they just I don't know, because they ran my social and everything, so I don't know how I got the job. But I was in the lumber department there. I got trained on all the forklifts. I did all that, and that was pretty fun. But when I started school, they wouldn't really work with my school schedule.
Yeah.
I was still in high school.
Yeah.
So from there, I looked at another opportunity at Best Buy. That's where I ended up. I ended up at Best Buy as well for the last 2 years of my Amarillo venture before I came to tech.
Yeah. Were you still working at your dad's place too?
Yeah. So while all this was going on, my dad got really sick with his diabetes, and he lost like 40 pounds. So on that spectrum, on that end, I was helping him turn into being a subcontractor because he was a sub for residential and commercial clients in Amarillo. I was wanting to be the GC for our own deals, buy our own rentals. I built up a little portfolio for our business, had some passive income coming there, and also I flipped some houses at the same time using our crew majority of the time, and then subbing the HVAC, plumbing, electrical, and all the big permit stuff. But yeah, I was doing all at the same time while in school too.
And so your construction side, were y'all mainly like tape bed, texture paint, general construction stuff?
Yeah. So when I went in to start working with him, before I went into the food one, because I would still go work in construction every summer with him. We did sheetrock. We had our own crew that did sheetrock, tape, texture, and we would sub out the paint. So just all that, majority otherwise.
Yeah.
And framing. We did some framing as well.
Yeah.
More so commercial framing.
Yeah. Okay. So Best Buy, and you're doing construction the whole time, and you're going to school.
Yeah.
It's a lot, man.
No, I mean, that's why I'm losing hair most of the time. I know you see my inside.
Well, welcome to real estate, bro.
Yeah. So whenever I started working for my dad, I was just a regular grunt worker. My dad's the type of person where, you may be the boss's kid, but they're not going to treat you that way. You need to earn your respect.
Yeah.
So I started off that way, and then I started running the bazooka and a couple more bigger tools. I was a small kid too.
The bazooka?
That's what we call it. Yeah.
Is that for the texture?
Tape. Yeah, for the tape. It has you put roll tape on it, and then you fill it with mud.
Yeah.
And then you switch much faster because there's a banjo that people use too, but it's slower. But yeah, I just worked myself up, and then when he got sick, he really needed. My dad's not the type of person where he lets you help him, but he was sort of sick and he didn't really have no option. Yeah. So that's where I started transitioning and working less on my part-time jobs and more on the business, onto making our own deals. I took over payroll. I took over our meetings with our accountant. Took over mainly the real estate portfolio that we built up together. And,
so y'all were buying a bunch of rental homes at the time?
Yeah. So I also at the time, with all my money, I sold my car. We're car guys. We grew up in the drag racing world.
Okay.
I sold my car because I read Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Yeah.
Typical finance book. And then I read it and I was like, I'm stupid. I'm like, what am I doing? Why am I buying this car if I really can't afford it? I'm a high school kid.
Yeah.
I was working to make my minimum payments and my insurance. So I sold it, and then the leftover equity I built up, I put in the business, and I was like, hey, if I'm going to do this, I want to be like a little partner.
Yeah.
Taking some money on the deals. So that started happening, and we started flipping some houses, buying some rentals, remodeling them. I'd get the tenant in there and doing all that. And it worked out. And then I moved to tech, and it slowed everything down. But
so there's a kid. He works at a brokerage in Baton Rouge, and he went to LSU, but he started doing commercial real estate while he was at LSU. And he started making so much money, he dropped out of school. And so he calls me. He's like 20, and he's like going to do like $1 million gross this year.
Wow.
And he calls me, or he comes over one day. He's in town. He used to live in Frisco, but he was a soccer player, so he played for one of these teams here. And we were talking. I go, so you need to go back to school. And he's like, I'm making so much money. I go, I know, but you got a great alumni network at LSU. I go, and you know what you're not? You're not an alumni.
Yeah.
I go, just go get a 2.0. Just go get out there. So yeah, college will slow things down if you're a straight hustler like that. Yeah. So you got
No, yeah, and I was on the verge of not even going to school anymore. I mean, I graduated high school and I sort of took like we call it like seasonal at Best Buy. So I like stopped working there, but only in season when they needed me, so I could focus more on the business. And that was 2022. I graduated high school in May 2022. So I went into community college because Amarillo offers free community college for any ISD alum.
Oh, okay.
So that, I was going to do that. My brother did the same route too. So he went to community college route, then transferred to tech. All of our credits transfer over. We save a lot of money. I mean, we lose out on the dorm life and all that fun stuff, but we got to do what we got to do with the cards we're dealt. So ended up doing that. And I spent 3 semesters at Merlo College. So I finished with my associates there pretty quickly. And then it was December of 23, about 4 months before that. I was with my brother and his wife, and I was like, I don't think I'm going to go to tech. Like, the business is doing good. If I leave, it'll slow everything down, because I was the main pusher there. Because it got to the point where my dad turned the opposite. Instead of refusing to listen to me, he would look at me for advice now. Yeah. He sort of started actually trusting me. I went from being a little kid that, what do you know? To okay, maybe you do know something. Yeah. And he started liking the vision, and he started liking everything else. I mean, I was meeting with real estate investors in Amarillo anytime I could. I was reading so many books. I got obsessed with learning about this industry and just being smart with your money, investments, and avoiding, because my dad was a saver a lot of the time in cash, and not even in the stock market, nothing. So inflation just ate him. I mean, it's just old school. Which I don't blame my dad. He didn't have he had a middle school education, so he didn't know the financial literacy.
You don't know what you don't know, right?
So definitely don't blame him. But then my brother and his wife, we got into an argument. Like, go to school, and I was like, and they're like, because I have some scholarships, and I wouldn't pay for tech. I have a really high GPA, and it's got into an argument, and then at the end of the day, I was like, all right, I'll do it. It's 2 years, it won't do anything, and like you said, maybe it'll introduce more doors for me, and I won't be limited to just being a GC in Amarillo, which is great. Don't get me wrong, but I want more. So I decided. I transferred January of 2024, so a year and 6 months ago. Yeah, which is nothing in the long things.
Usually some people go to school there for 6 years. So.
Yeah. No, since I came to tech, God has blessed me tremendously. I mean, I felt like before tech, everything was going wrong. Despite everything was going right, everything was going wrong. Yeah. And I came to tech, and it's just up from there. I truly think it's where God wanted me to go.
That's cool. That's awesome. So, okay. So you're at tech now. You're majoring you're getting your accounting.
I start with finance.
Started finance. Yeah. They have the dual thing?
Yeah, I'm double.
God, I wish I would have done that. It would have taken me one more year. I wish I would have done it, and I would have had my CPA.
Yep. You said that in a podcast with Jared Harrell, and I was like, that made me feel so good about it, because sometimes I'm like, am I doing the right thing?
Yes.
It's like, so I start with finance, and because that's what my brother did. I mean, he's the first one to go to college. I'm the second one to go to college. We don't know what the degrees do, and I'm a bit natural oriented, like businessman, finance, numbers.
Sure.
Makes sense to do. So I try it. And then I get to tech, and I see how saturated finance is most of the time. And I'm like, damn, I need to stand out. So I start talking to a lot of alum. One guy specifically, Sal Fierro. Shout out to Sal. Great guy. Recent, similar background to me. He double majored, and he's like, Sebastian, double major. It's like, it's worth it. Do it. It'll help you stand out. It'll give you more credibility, all these things. And I was like, okay, I'll do it. Yeah.
No, I wish I would have done it. The reason I picked finance was originally I wanted to be a sports agent. Okay. And I spoke with an agent out of high school. When I was out of high school, I kind of found my high school coach knew a couple agents, and he hooked me up with one of the guys, told me to get a degree in finance. And I was like, and my dad always wanted me to get a degree in finance, because my dad grew up, he didn't go to college. He grew up, started a business, very similar story to your dad, except for being an immigrant. Yeah. And, my dad grew up in South Oak Cliff, and, real poor and all that. And so he did a great job of learning finance on his own. And he kind of always pushed me in that direction. And then they had that double major for accounting, and I just, I wish and God, I sucked at accounting. I was terrible.
It's hard.
Well, I think it's really hard in college, because it's not really.
Yeah, they overcomplicate in college a lot.
They overcomplicate it. Like, I could literally walk into the accounting class and teach you everything you need to know in an hour for the rest of the year.
For the real world.
For the real world. But they're like, there's a widget, and they have a widget, and you debit, and it's just like.
Yeah, agreed. The accounting classes are the only ones that have made me actually stress out.
Yeah, oh, dude, like I think I failed accounting in college. I think the teacher passed me because she was like, "Man, you've really tried. You just suck at this." I didn't learn accounting until I got really good at accounting when I had a business partner embezzle me, and
Oh,
I never. Now when I walk into our controller, I'm like,
show me the books.
I'll just, she's like, "Hey, what about this?" I go, "It's here, 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 here." And I'm like, it's fear. Like
Yep.
I went broke once, and then, and that'll teach you accounting real quick. But yeah, it was so I think the class is being so just like, I was just confused the whole time,
Yeah.
honestly.
Especially if you don't have a good teacher. I've had really good teachers that actually they make it hard, but the good teachers actually you really actually learn things. But with
Yeah.
a bad teacher, you're just like learning, memorizing. You're not really learning what you're doing.
I've always thought of this. Why don't teachers get graded?
Yeah, no,
Like,
that's true. We actually there's a couple websites that like my generation uses to rate my professor just to so we can like choose our professor wisely. But yeah, I definitely think the school should implement like a grading system.
I mean, if all your students are failing,
Mhm.
you're failing.
Yeah,
Like this is on
exactly.
you. It's um, it, my daughter, she plays on this little select basketball team, and the coach was. I really liked the coach. I thought he was really good. As like he'd do privates and stuff like that. But then, like towards the end of the season, like, and this has been multiple seasons, we're sitting there like, I mean, we've lost. Like they lost like every
Mhm.
fucking game, and I was just like, hey, you know what? I think he's the problem. Like,
Yeah, I've
I
had
mean,
some teachers where they're amazing people, right?
yeah,
Like you said,
yeah.
great people, but they just suck at what they're doing.
They suck at what they're doing. I had a
100%.
finance professor at Tech, and like he like tried to just trick you all the time.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, like I get it, but like no one got the answer.
Yeah.
Like no one got the answer because it was almost like his ego was like, let me trick you a little
Yeah.
bit here. And so I the accounting side of it, like I didn't pursue the degree because I was like, there ain't no way in hell I'm gonna get it. Like so, but like I told Jared the other day, I go, you need to I'll tell you a lethal dual major would be finance and civil engineering.
I have a buddy that's doing civil engineering with a minor in finance.
Yeah, I'm telling you,
And
man.
he's really smart. He's in the real estate organization as well.
Yeah.
Alden Frederick.
That's the dual. That's a hell of a dual major
Yeah.
there too. That's a boots on the ground buying real estate and getting it figured out because that's where you have to learn how to deal with the city.
Yeah.
And
I think he's doing construction engineering, which right up the same alley.
yeah. So I didn't ever know what civil engineering was until I didn't know. I was, what's a civil engineer? Oh, they do roads and stuff. Nah, dog. But like we're starting to do some developments here, and it's like, golly, like it's like I almost want a civil on staff, like especially because and we do a lot of these iOS sites for industrial, and the zoning is so critical, and the civil's the one that can really get in there and tell you, and they have all the things. So I told Jared, I go, make this could be a lethal combo. You could have some really, you can make it a triple major because I think if you had the finance, accounting, and civil engineering,
It'd be unstoppable.
You'd be a beast, man. So
I tell my buddy all the time, like if I would have known more about college, I would probably went the engineering route just because of the credibility that it has, and it's hard, but only the good go through it. I mean, most of them, but great major for sure.
So, no, I had a bunch of buddies that did the dual major. I wish I would have done it, but I think either having finance or accounting is huge, and that's what I told my nephew. I was like, hey, I go. He took the account. And at that point now, I've also said that if you're only going to pick one, I think you go accounting because
That's all it take. They say that this is the biggest thing that I've heard since adding accounting. They say accountants can do what finance people can do, but finance people can't do what accounting people
That's
can
right. So that's why I said if you had to pick one, I would go accounting.
Yeah.
So that's so my nephew, I was like, hey, if you can't double major, they don't let you double major at SMU.
SMU, right? Yeah.
And so he was, he was like, okay, then I'm gonna do accounting. So but I mean, he's over here modeling already. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you're right. The finance people don't do accounting, but the accounting people do finance. So, well, so you got You got a pretty good internship this summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was great. So as another thing that I'm doing that tech offers, thanks to Jared, is the commercial real estate certificate. You know, it's 4 extra classes. A lot of them count towards your finance and accounting electives, but they introduce you to the commercial real estate world. And I mean, that's been huge for me. I recently took real estate fundamentals, and I took financial modeling this last semester to prep me for this internship.
Yeah.
I'm at Woodbine. This is my second semester. Second summer. Last year, I was with their Woodbine commercial brokerage side, and this year I was with their Woodbine development asset management side.
I didn't know they had a brokerage side.
Yeah, it's fairly new.
Is it? What are they?
Medical tenant rep.
Medical tenant rep. Okay.
Yeah, it's sort of his own thing with Alexis came in, and he came and Dupree grew up together, and they sort of co-hosted that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, just give everybody the framework of Woodbine.
Yeah, so Woodbine is a family office. They just hit their 50th anniversary a couple years ago. Legacy of just successful people. I mean, their father, John, and their grandpa, Mr. Cotton Bowl, just very influential people in the Dallas world.
Did they own the Cotton Bowl?
I'm not sure if they owned it, but I know he had a big chance or a big reason of starting it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not sure if they owned it, but they have his grandpa on the thing with Mr. Cotton Bowl name and everything. It's really nice. So yeah, they are a hospitality developer and an asset manager, where they sort of like.
So they do third-party asset management or only for them?
No, some third-party as well. They have a couple under their portfolio. They sort of like a private equity company as well. You know, they buy distressed assets, go in there, do their thing, and hopefully sell it at a higher cost. Great people. I mean, they're. I was telling them today was my last day.
Yeah.
That their culture there is definitely something that I'm going to model my future wherever I end up at.
Yeah. So King and Dupree have kind of taken it over. And Dupree's kind of the face, it seems like. He's on social media a lot more.
He's the more vocal one. Him and his brother are both. His father's still a little involved in there. I mean, they still obviously own part of it, but the brothers bought it. And King takes care of the development side, and Dupree takes care of the acquisition side. But he is definitely like the more camera face.
Yeah.
Very a lot of charisma.
Yeah, I don't really know Dupree, but me and King were teammates at Tech,
awesome.
And we were same class. So I had my locker was like 3 lockers down from King. So
what a small world.
Yeah. So now I spent a couple years with him, man, and then I got hurt, and so I was done after 2 years, and I think that's about when Dupree came in. So I didn't really get a chance to be friends with Dupree. So. I've met him, but I know King pretty well. So, yeah. So that's I guess you're part of the Scoville Business Leadership Program.
Yeah, no, it's a great program at Tech. It's sort of let's backtrack a little bit to when I got to Tech. Crazy story to me, because when I first transferred to Tech, I mean, I was a junior. I was 19, I think. I knew no one, and I'm coming in junior year, and most people are saying, you need an internship. So I'm spiraling. First 2 months in, I start going to the Rio meetings. I meet Professor Harrell. Professor Harrell loves my brother. My brother was one of the first officers when Harrell first started the Rio organization. So he loved my brother, and that was a very easy in for me with Harrell. Yep. And I met some other students, Jackson Heller, Sarah Auer, and I just go. I'm the type of person that I'm going to go up to everybody, introduce myself, and see where that goes. And Jackson thinks I'm very similar to one of their other buddies. Harold thinks the same thing. They introduced me to an analyst. We're okay at Woodbine. Woodbine and me get along really well. He gets me in contact with Alexis. Then I go to Alexis, and I'm like, "You have any internships available this summer?" I meet with him in his office. And we start talking about it. He says, "Well, I'm not sure if we have what's in the budget." And I was like, "I'll do it for free."
Yeah,
I would do it for free. He's like, "Okay, maybe we can make that work out." And so yeah, I went in there 3 months into Tech. I accepted that offer. Worked for free for 1 month and like a week or so, because I studied abroad that summer, and got really acclimated to everyone there. Tried to meet everybody.
Do they get the Carroll Clinic tenant rep business? I mean, don't they get Field? Is he gonna hook him up with the medical tenant rep business? Right?
I mean, I did a lot of what I really did under Alexis, since I was sort of at the time. I think I was pretty shy most of the time, so I didn't do a lot of cold calls.
Yeah.
I did a lot of like analytics side for them, a lot of research. I researched so many companies and places in Houston. Doctors, I would reach out to their like emails, so they're trying to get their number, and just sort of like that.
Yeah.
Built like a data model for them to store all these minimum square foot tenants. But that was short, so it was like a month.
How many people work at Woodbine?
I think they're right around 30 or 35.
That's pretty good. So you get to, that's probably a really good internship to have, because you're not, I don't know. I've never interned anywhere, but I would think like when you get thrown in the JLL or the Goldman Sachs internship, you're just kind of like tossed in the sea of cubes of,
a lot of people.
Organizations have so many people. So I think being at a boutique is, we had an intern this summer and he just left and he was like, man, I know I learned way more than any, being able to be so close to, everything than all my peers did.
And every department's on that floor. So accounting was right next to me. Acquisitions was right next to me. I mean, I would go into their offices asking, do you have any tasks for me? I'll help you all out. And I would just basically do whatever they wanted. And didn't really get too much on the construction side. But I mean, it was so much information there. And everyone was really nice and open to give you their tips and advice. So yeah, it was a great internship. I think I learned a lot more this summer because it was a lot longer. And it was more on the actual commercial real estate asset side instead of the brokerage side. So I think I learned a lot more about what I want to do in the future with this asset management internship.
So you've got another internship coming up, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah. It gets even crazier with my whole academic career, because I start this last semester in January of 25, and I'm adding accounting right now. I'm doing that. I'm going to graduate. I'm going to go work maybe at Woodbine or somewhere else and see how that happens. Well, I take my first tax class and I'm like, okay, this is pretty cool, because in life, what's guaranteed, right? Death and taxes.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
there you go.
Always been my thought process, and especially in real estate. I mean, everyone loves real estate, obviously because it makes money, but because of the tax benefits most of the time. So I started taking my tax class, and I'm actually really into it. I'm like, okay, like this is more so like learning the things through the loopholes, the nuances, all that. Yeah, and the teacher that's teaching is the director of the accounting department at Tech, so the main honcho there. Well, me and him get really well. I meet with him after every exam and start building a relationship with him. And he and another accounting professor start talking to me about the master's in accounting. And I'm like, I don't know about that. But they start telling me about so many opportunities in that world as far as like scholarship. There's a lot of scholarships because, there's a statistic, I think it's like 50% of CPAs are set to retire in the next 10 or 15 years. So
really?
There's going to be a big drought of them soon. And there's a lot of underrepresentation for like first generation minorities, et cetera, in the CPA world. So there's a lot of scholarships open to try and like make that more broad. And so I got offered this scholarship opportunity to do the master's, but as part of the master's, you need to get an internship in public accounting.
Yeah.
So I'm already late to the game because recruiting is the last semester.
Yeah.
So I'm already late. That day that I decided to do it, it's I think February of 25. I started applying to every single public accounting internship online. So all the big four, PwC, KPMG, EY, Deloitte. There wasn't any open, and then some smaller ones. And then within like a week in the accounting world, it's way different than the finance world. The finance world, you have to almost kill somebody to get an internship. In the accounting world, they'll kill each other to get you on their team. It's nuts. I mean, they took me to Las Brisas in Lubbock to try and like win me over.
I go there every time.
Amazing. That was my first time.
The raspberry fillet. That's my jam.
The surf and turf. That's what I had. I'll never forget it. It was a really good steak. So yeah, they start like outbidding each other. And it was insane to me because it was just like I had 3 offers in less than like a month and a half.
Wow.
And that's sort of when I was like, okay, this accounting world is pretty nice. It's a lot more stable in sense of getting a job, getting experience. So I decided to do the master's. I accept my internship with PwC mainly because it was a structured finance team. So it's financial markets and real estate. So it's a lot more half finance, half accounting on their assurance team. So it's like audit support and sort of consulting. So I was really drawn to that because I didn't want to get stuck on the accounting, just like boring accounting stuff. I wanted a mixture.
Yeah.
So I learned that team had half of the team is CPAs, half of the team are CFAs, and then some other credentials. So I was like, okay, that's cool. The partner that interviews me, it's sort of a big shit show a little bit because I told them, hey, my offer expires in a week from one of the other companies. I was like, can y'all get something on the table? I really like y'all. So they're spiraling trying to get a partner to interview me. And the only partner that's available is a partner in New York. So she interviews me. She was in investment banking for like 15 years up there, went NYU, double majored, finance accounting, and was born to Chinese immigrants. So we just get along really well because we have that same hustle, that same mentality. Or 30-minute calls turned into an hour. And then right at the end of the call, she's like, you should come to New York.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, New York? What do you mean New York? Like I'm a Texas kid. And she's like, no, it's here, sir. I think you should come to New York. So I hung up the call my brother. He's sort of the only source I have in this whole college world. And he's like, so actually, I'm going to slap you straight if you don't take that. Because it was his dream to work in New York. So within 20 minutes, I call her back, accept it. Within an hour, she sends me the offer. And within an hour after that, I sign it.
Yeah.
And so now my next internship is in New York.
When does that start?
Starts in January.
Yeah.
So it's during the busy season in accounting.
Yeah.
And I also start my master's in January. So it's sort of like a hybrid text program. You're still a full-time student, but you take an online class, the internship, and then you take a micro session class in December.
Yeah. That's awesome. Dude, have you ever been to New York?
I visited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always had no desire to go to New York. And I went probably 12, 13 years ago for the first time. I love it. Like it fires me up.
Yeah.
Like I get excited. Like you didn't get to meet him here today. Will, he's my partner. Will, he's from New Jersey originally.
Okay.
Like you can see Manhattan from his house, and we'll go to New York every now and then, and he and I are just like, we're just like making cold calls like New York. So yeah, no, it's and it's gonna be an exciting time for you. You're gonna work a lot, but like who cares?
That's sort of the whole reason.
Yeah, that's the point, right?
That's the whole point, and they pay overtime, and so I'm gonna be stacking that up.
Yeah, there you go.
No, that's sort of the thought process on that. I was like, if I do end up doing New York, I'm gonna try it, and I'm gonna try and work there after I graduate.
Sure,
I can. 3-5 years, come back because I want to come back to Texas, but just try and network, meet as many people as I can up there. Maybe meet some private equity companies. Maybe get in there. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the world has, but I know if I'm in that space, there's nothing but growth.
Totally.
And so I think the 20s are supposed to be when you slave it.
Yeah.
I think I should work hard right now so I can enjoy my 30s.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's happening.
What So how long is your internship for? Just for the semester?
No, it'll be 3 months. So
3
about
months.
8-10 weeks roughly.
Yeah. So they get, I guess they get an apartment for that long or something like that.
As you know, the real estate market is New York is weird. I have to search a month and a half before.
Yeah.
I've been searching since like last 2 months, and there's nothing that will want to get me that long. So I think I'm going to do an Airbnb or maybe find someone that's subletting. Haven't really figured where I'm going to stay yet, but
they got some weird Airbnb rules too. But you might be able to get it because it's 10 weeks. I think it's a time thing. Like, it can't be. Has to be over a certain amount of time to qualify. So
I saw some options, and they're expensive as hell for a small ass room. But
yeah, it ain't cheap up there.
Yeah.
So, well, cool. What's something that you're working on besides that you're really excited about?
Really excited about being, number one, the president of Rio. I told Jared the first day I met him, I was like, I'm going to become the president one day. I saw it and I wanted to do it. And I'm never, so I wasn't in any sports or anything like leadership wise when I was in high school, just because I was always working. I didn't go to my first football game until I was a senior in high school. So I didn't really have that sort of bond or commitment with people my age. So I really want to do something with Rio to, number one, help people like me that don't know anything about college and your future and your career, and bring people on like that. And I also want Jared's reputation to match Rio. Rio should be the best real estate students. So we need to hold each other accountable. Actually do our work. I want to do workshops. We're going to do professional media days. On the fun side, we're going to host some pickleball tournaments. The development tour, that's also a really fun thing. We take a lot of students and in Lubbock show some developments. I was in charge of that last semester, and that was a really good time. And then the conference, which I hope you're going to, it's going to be
I'm running a little thing at the first part of it.
Awesome.
So we're me and a guy named Conrad Madsen are interviewing Jack Fraker, which I don't know if you know who Jack Fraker is, but he's like the legend in my space. So the guy's sold the biggest portfolios for the largest.
Oh, wow, that's awesome.
I've never met him. Like he's, like I said, he's like this mythical creature in my world. But I'm having breakfast with him next week. So I was like, awesome. Hey man, I got to interview you, but I've never met you. So like, I just want to come meet you. So I'm pretty excited about that. So he's kind of the godfather of industrial. So
I'm excited to hear it then.
Yeah, so it'll be cool. I'm excited about that. So I'll be out there September 12th.
Yes, September that weekend.
Yeah, so I'll be out there the day before. I'm on the advisory council now, so we have an advisory council meeting that day, and so I'll be out there. And then there's a golf tournament, which somehow got into golf here recently. So
hey, well, we also are hosting a golf tournament. I don't know if it's the same one, but we have a student. We're trying to do a student and real estate professional on like one team, and then multiply that. So
when is that?
I think we're trying to do it around the conference time. Okay. So I don't know.
It might be that.
It might be that day. Yeah.
It
might be the same one. I'm not sure.
So I don't know. I got an email about it, and I was like, I'll read it soon.
Yeah, I bet your emails are full.
Oh, somebody's like, I emailed that to you. I was like, that's like throwing a drop of water in the ocean, So go ahead. So, well, this is something I always like to ask people. What's something about you that no one really knows?
I think the best thing I can think about is I'm really secretly a nerd.
Yeah.
One of my fun things growing up for me, instead of the traditional sports, and I love sports, love watching football. We have a crazy.
It better be good.
Yeah, I'm excited.
We spend enough money, it better be good.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
I feel sorry for Joey McGuire because if it's
not, he's gonna get flamed. They're gonna eat him up. Yeah, I agree. But I guess to better answer that question is I'm a big video game guy.
Yeah,
big PC. I'm a PC gamer.
PC gamer. Okay,
that's my guilty pleasure, my hobby.
What games you into?
A lot of them. There's a lot of like first person shooter games like Call of Duty, Rainbow Six Siege, those sort of games. First person story games. Did you watch The Last of Us, the show?
Yeah.
So like the video game versions were really good.
Yeah.
I just like the story side of it. It's like a movie. It's like playing in a movie.
I used to be really into Resident Evil.
Oh, Resident Evil's good.
I would play Resident Evil and dip about 4 cans of snuff. Just play that all the time. Played that a lot in college. I just remember the first time it came out, it was like a story, like the very first one. And I was at my buddy's apartment watching him play it and all this stuff. And I was like, it's cool enough where you'd actually watch someone else play it. Yeah. It was that exciting. So those were always fun.
I've played Resident Evil in the Oculus.
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty fun.
So, yeah, we have my son has an Oculus, and it wasn't Resident Evil, but it was some zombie game. And it's funny because you kind of like,
you get a little
scared. And it's funny too, like when like he's playing it and I just walk over and I touch him. Yeah.
I actually, while I was playing a game, I had a little like lamp and I, trying to fight those damn things. I broke, it's you don't know, you forget where you're at. So I broke some things while I was doing that.
They have those ones that like, that Andretti's place, they have the karting and all the gaming and stuff. They have one where like you strap into something
and you move
and you run and like you end up running and all this stuff. And it's pretty cool. So
I think the main reason why I fell to the video game life was growing up, since we lived in a So because my mom wanted us to go to the same elementary, we moved houses, so I had to transfer into that elementary. So all the kids that I was around went to a different elementary, so I never knew them.
Yeah.
So on my whenever I was bored, I would just start playing video games, and I made friends online and did all that thing. But I truthfully think that video games helped my critical thinking and my pattern. I think they made me aware.
Yeah.
And I think that it's a big reason why I'm intelligent because of all the puzzles and things that you gotta to do. Sort of funny, but
it's funny. I got real into jiu-jitsu.
Okay.
And that is all building algorithms.
Yeah.
And I thought I was just going to fight people. And then I get into it and I'm like, oh, this is all mental. This is all a puzzle. That's all it is. You're building your algorithm, the if thens, what happens, reactions, actions, reactions, and it's
I thought about
so
that.
it's that's what's funny about it. That's why everybody jokes about it, where it's like, oh yeah, there's some 150-pound guy that could totally fucking destroy you.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, I lean towards things like that. I do a lot of music. I play a lot of music. So that.
You have a background in that, right?
Yeah. So, that's kind of my thing. And, I still play music, but I've really gotten into jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
So it's consumes my mind, but it's all a puzzle. I'm doing a puzzle all day long, but, and then plus I enjoy it's very, extreme it's high, what I call it, extreme problem, high problem solving or whatever under extreme conditions, right?
Yeah.
Because the consequences are,
you have to think on your toes.
Yeah. So, you wake up on the mat, like what happened? I'm out. I got choked. So, no, it's, so I see the similarities in those things, but just figuring all those things out. You got to do this to do that, to do this, to do that, and all that stuff, and building all those mental models. And that happens. I mean, that's where you get to in real estate, man. It's like, well, if I do that, I have to do this. And if I have to do this, I have to do that. That's what eventually becomes you a very good, savvy buyer. It's like, hey, I know what's going to happen on this. No one's going to lease that building because your clear height over here sucks. And, this, so you got to learn how to account for all those things. So let me ask you this. What do you think you want to get into in real estate? Do you know yet? Or?
I think I would love to be on the development or acquisition side. I want to own my own business for sure one day. I think it's in my blood.
Yeah.
And I love the process whenever I was sort of with my dad's business, the head honcho there. I love dealing with the cities, not necessarily because dealing with the cities awful, right? But it stimulates you a little bit if it's different. Everything's different every day.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed figuring out the problems. If you had a problem, you fix it, or else no one can fix it. So I think just the initiative is what I really enjoyed about it. I don't think I can be stuck in something for the rest of my life. But I think my next 10 years is just being a sponge. Just want to learn as much as I can.
Yeah.
Network as much as I can, build that up because fortunately I wasn't born with one or have access to one.
Yeah.
So I think that's my main thing. But I also want to give back. I mean, I've been helped. Tech's changed my life.
Yeah.
I think that I love Texas Tech just based off the fact that it gives people the opportunity that come from nothing, and it's you build your own destiny with there. It doesn't matter if you come from money there. I mean, if you outwork someone, that's gonna show. Yeah, someone might get a better job with you because they know this thing, but I mean, look at me. I've been at Tech for 1.5 years, and I've just been grinding, and Tech's so responsive to that.
It's so my wife's best friend. I met my wife at Tech. My wife's best friend, she went to Tech. She works for a really large PE here in Dallas. And she was like, yeah, everybody's always like, oh, she went to Tech. Because, when you get on PE sites, everybody went to Texas or SMU or some Ivy League school,
Rice,
whatever.
maybe.
Rice.
Yeah.
My brother went to Rice. It's funny. So I always say this. I always, and I told my nephew this. I said, hey, I think there's so much power in the network of your university.
Mm-hmm.
My brother went to Rice. He has a phenomenal degree. Do you know how many people went to Rice? Do you know anybody that went to Rice?
Very short pool.
It's
Small
I mean,
pool,
it's like
yeah.
it's like finding someone's like finding, you know, an albatross. Like it's hard to find them. So it's like I think to some degree the degree doesn't matter. The network is what's important.
Yeah.
And so I think that's a great thing that Tech is building, and that's very exciting. And but yeah, so we need to get more Texas Tech people in the private equity world, because it's all these Macomb School of Business, SMU Cox School of Business. We get some Rawls people on there.
Great.
So,
yeah, hopefully. Yeah, that's the plan. So let's shoot for it.
That's cool. Well, man, this has been fun. You got a great story. I'm glad you're in charge of the Rio now, and you know, it's exciting to see someone like you help the program and push it forward. And,
thank you.
You know, and New York's gonna be fun.
Yeah, hopefully there's not a lot of rated Raiders up there, so let's hopefully try and change that too.
You'll find some.
There's always. I went to Amsterdam last year to visit, and we were on a little like boat thing, and there was a Red Raider on the boat with us. Yeah. I mean, we're everywhere.
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, and we take care of our own. Yep, so
exactly. Yeah, thank you so much for hosting me, and you know, I'm just a student at the end of the day, so for you to take some opportunity, you know, your time out of your day and give me the shot just to talk, and it's great. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Well, Sebastian Gutierrez, everybody. Thanks, man. Guys. Appreciate it.